Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're gonna start this recipe off by grabbing 2 packs of 284 grams of boneless saltfish and rinsing off the excess salt and leaving it overnight to soak in some water. In the morning, fill a pot with new water, making sure the fish is covered and putting it on the stove to boil for about 20 minutes. While the saltfish is on the stove doing its thing, I'm gonna start making the fried dumpling. Grabbing a mixing bowl, combine 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of margarine or butter. Then, using my hand, mix all the ingredients, making sure to break up the margarine in the flour. Next, using 1 cup of water, I'm going to slowly mix, kneading the dough and forming it into a ball. Next, I'm going to take the dough and break it into 12 small pieces, palm rolling it into a flat circular shape. And I'm going to form all 12 of them before frying. And don't forget about your saltfish. If it's been 20 minutes, you want to turn off the stove and remove the pot from the heat, but leave the saltfish in the water so that it stays warm while you complete the recipe. Grabbing a new pot to fry in, I'm going to fill it with around 2 inches of oil. You can use your oil of choice for frying and heat this over medium-high heat. Then we're going to drop in the dumpling one by one and leave it to fry until we see a golden rim and it floats to the top of the oil. Then we're going to give that a flip. When they're done, place them in a bowl on a paper towel to absorb excess oil, and you can use a clean kitchen cloth to cover and keep warm until the recipe is done. Moving on to the last part of this recipe, we are going to be using some fresh tomatoes, onion, garlic, and thyme. I'm going to dice the tomato into big chunks, nothing fancy. Then I'm going to slice up the onion. And dice up the garlic, and then we're going to move all of this over to the stove to cook down with our ackee and saltfish. So grabbing a deep pan over medium heat, we're going to add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil and then add in our onion to start cooking down. Using some all-purpose seasoning, I'm going to add this to the pan to get the onions sweating and to add flavor. Then we're going to give that a quick stir with the seasoning. And add in the garlic. We're going to cook that down for a minute or two until fragrant. and then add in our fresh thyme, followed by our diced tomatoes. So we're gonna give this a mix and let the tomatoes cook down for a few minutes so it can get nice and saucy before we add in our ackee and saltfish. And this is the way I like to do it, so that when I'm eating with my dumpling, it has a nice sauce that I can sop up with the dumpling. Next, I'm going in with a little flavor boost of Grace Jerk seasoning. I'm adding in about a teaspoon of this and mixing it in. Next, we're going to grab the saltfish that's been keeping warm in the water. We're going to drain, break it up, and add it into our pan. Then I'm gonna hit it with a little more all-purpose seasoning. And then I'm going to grab a tin of ackee. I'm draining off the brine, putting it in a microwave-safe dish, and warming this up before adding it to the pot. By doing this, I can fold in the warm ackee without over mixing and crushing the fruit. From here, I'm gonna give it a quick taste test. All right, and then we're gonna plate this with some dumpling and our breakfast is ready to go. Thanks for joining me. So glad I could share this one with you guys, as it reminds me of growing up as a kid and my parents cooking this on the weekends for breakfast. Hungry for more? Check out these videos above or head over to my channel for more great recipes, and until next time, I'll see you in the kitchen.